What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NFL playoffs, wild card round, millionaire maker picks, and lineups at the end of this video. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for this week's NFL slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, NFL playoffs, wild card round. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. So my millionaire maker pick for the quarterback position is Dak Prescott from the Dallas Cowboys playing the San Francisco 49ers, who have a good defense overall, and they've been middle of the pack defending opposing quarterback, giving up the 13th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. And Dak Prescott has averaged 22 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 3 rush attempts per game. And he's projected at 21.6 fantasy points here in the wild card round of the playoffs. He's 6,400 DraftKings salary, and he's 1,600 more on FanDuel. Oh, I forgot to mention, guys, this is for the 6-game slate, the one that includes all of the playoff games. So I'm picking from the full slate of players here, all the games. So there's a bunch of slates. There's a 2-game slate on Saturday, and then there's the 4-game slate from Saturday to Sunday. So this is the 6-game slate with all the games. So Dak Prescott, he scored 32, 24, and 34 fantasy points in the last 3 games. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 51 points scored in this game, with the Dallas Cowboys favored by 3.5. So I like that this is going to be a high-scoring game, a close, competitive game, and Dak Prescott has been on fire to close out the season, so I think that momentum carries into this game. Everyone is healthy for the Cowboys. They are looking good, and I think Dak can put up 25-plus fantasy points in this one. So I like Dak Prescott here versus the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, real quick, guys, just remember to like this video, subscribe to this video, and make a comment below, and that will enter you into our $25 weekly PayPal giveaway, and we're going to announce the winner in our Saturday video. Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. Okay, so my millionaire maker running back is Joe Mixon from the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Las Vegas Raiders, who have the 10th worst defense overall. They give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Joe Mixon has averaged 18.6 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 18.3 rush attempts per game, 3 pass targets per game. He's projected at 18.1 fantasy points here in the wild card round of the playoffs. He's 6,800 DraftKings salary, 1,400 more on FanDuel. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 49 points scored in this game, with the Bengals favored by 5.5. So Joe Mixon has scored 16 and 32 fantasy points in his last 2 games, off of 12 and 18 rush attempts, on top of 8 and 6 pass targets. So I like to see that he's getting involved in the passing game. And this is just my favorite running back on the slate because he's not much more than Najee Harris and Damian Harris. He's only 200 more than Najee Harris and 400 more than Damian Harris on DraftKings. And he's got by far the best matchup out of those 3. And I think that outside of Najee Harris, he's getting much more volume than is Damian Harris. And Vegas thinks it's going to be a higher scoring game than those. And this is potentially the running game script on the slate if the Bengals can get the lead in this game. So everything going for this pick. So I like Joe Mixon here versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. Let's see if we can save some salary at the wide receiver position here. So my Millionaire Maker wide receiver pick, this is going to be a value play. I like Zay Jones from the Las Vegas Raiders playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They've been middle-of-the-pack defending opposing wide receivers. Zay Jones, he scored 8, 23, and 11 fantasy points in the last 3 games off of 8, 10, and 8 pass targets. So tons of pass targets. His production has been fantastic, and he's only $4,200 DraftKings salary, $1,300 more on FanDuel. We know Vegas thinks there's going to be 49 points scored in this game, with the Raiders trailing by 5.5. So this is a nice run back player from the Joe Mixon pick. If we think that the Raiders are going to fall behind in this game, then Zay Jones should get a bunch of pass targets in this one. And it's a decent matchup here, and can't beat that price tag. Low salary with a lot of upside. So I like Zay Jones here versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Now, another value play just really quick. I also like Cedric Wilson from the Dallas Cowboys playing the San Francisco 49ers. Cedric Wilson is $4,400 DraftKings salary, and he's emerged as a pretty good target there for Dak Prescott. He got 6 pass targets in each of the last 2 games, scoring 32 and 19 fantasy points. Now, I know that was partly because they were kind of resting Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, but Cedric Wilson has proved that he's a capable wide receiver out there. So he should get plenty of pass targets. He should get his opportunity to catch the ball. So I also like Cedric Wilson here versus the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My Millionaire Maker tight end is Rob Gronkowski from the Tampa Bay Bucks playing the Philadelphia Eagles, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the second most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Rob Gronkowski has averaged 15 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.4 pass targets per game. He's projected at 15.8 fantasy points here in the wild card round of the playoffs. He's $6,400 DraftKings salary, $1,000 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 46 points scored in this game, with the Tampa Bay Bucks favored by 9. Rob Gronkowski has scored 24, 22, and 3 fantasy points in the last 3 games off of 10, 10, and 2 pass targets. Now that it's the playoffs, they're not so worried about this guy getting injured. He's a huge target. He plays hard, he runs hard, and he's getting a ton of pass targets. He's got some monster upside in a fantastic matchup. So I like Rob Gronkowski here versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video, or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups
using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite
Player for this NFL slate.
I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.